Hello, the Ringgit is doing well. Zohran has just won the New York mayoral election, and there is typhoon in the Philippines. Welcome to the Love Project. So that was the topics that we're going to be talking about today.
Yep.
I am your host, Han Royani, and with me today...
DJ, what's up?
All right, so Jay, we have a lot of things to cover today.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll start...
A little slow on the usual international politics scene, right?
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about Malaysian politics over the last few weeks because of the
ASEAN.
the ASEAN summit and Trump visiting Malaysia, everything. So today we're going to talk more about international news, something that we are used to, I would say, more common than Malaysian politics. So in New York, there's a new socialist democratic mayor. He is of Indian and Ugandan descent, who happens to be a Muslim. He calls himself a socialist democrat. And his name is Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran
and he's
Mamdani,
the
let's
new
go.
mayor of New York.
Let's go.
So congratulations to him. It's quite historic because he is the youngest New York mayor in over a century.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
How
old is he? 38?
Dude, he's only 34.
34?
34.
Dude, he's a year older than me.
Dude.
I cannot imagine what it would be like running in New York.
Yeah, and he's only
New York City, dude.
He's only a millennial, and he met his wife on Hinge. You know,
Really?
Hinge is like Tinder, like Bumble.
So you could say he's unhinged now?
I guess so.
Yeah. Socialists are usually.
Yeah, but I mean, crazy what happened to him because he ran on the platform of affordability.
Yeah.
And he
dispensed, to his credit, I have to say, he completely dispensed with the whole identity politics that we've been hearing from to be quite frank, his side of the aisle, the progressive left, over the last 12 years, maybe since Obama left office. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's great. It's great that he ran on that platform of affordability, like you said.
Yeah.
And he didn't I don't think, at least himself campaigning, I don't think he even highlighted the whole race, religion thing all that much.
No.
He just kept hammering away at basically everyday American issues, which number one was, of course, the affordability thing, like groceries.
Yeah, I saw one of his videos because he did a lot of his campaign on social media.
Yeah.
So I saw a few of his videos.
On that note, he was the least funded campaign out of all the mayoral candidates.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
who ended up on the ballot.
Yeah. He had 50,000 volunteers or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, you know, because it shows that the grassroots movement is still stronger than the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for New York City, it works, I guess, because it's such an urban area, and because New York City only consists of the 5 boroughs, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't cover
New Jersey
areas outside of New York, outside of the city, like Albany, for example, which is actually the capital of New York State.
Oh, okay.
Albany, yeah. So, the governor stays in Albany. Like the governor's office and everything is in Albany, not in New York City. So, but it can also be argued, or it has been argued, that the mayor of New York City has just as much, if not more, power than the actual governor of the state. You know, so I mean, it's great. It's a great thing. Zohran Mamdani is. I like the things that I like how he ran his campaign. I really like that, especially from a liberal. It was very refreshing to see. Me as a conservative, I have no problem admitting this, but I don't personally, policy-wise, I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can, in terms of the policies that he wants to implement in New York City.
You don't think he can execute the policies?
I think he can implement them, but I don't think those policies are winning policies. I don't think those policies are policies that will end up being good for New York City in the long run. That's what I think.
Okay, so some of his promises were that he wanted to freeze the rent.
Yes, correct.
He wanted to make living in the city affordable again.
Yes.
Free buses.
Yeah.
For New York, and not just free buses, but to make the buses more efficient.
Yeah.
And then during his campaign, he has gone through a lot of claims. You know, people call him anti-Semitic. People call him
Just because he's Muslim.
yeah. People call him a communist and all that.
Kinda is, but it's okay.
But people still vote for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than 50%. He had like 50.2%.
Yeah.
Cuomo, his opponent, I would say his main opponent he had 42%.
Yeah.
And then Curtis Lewa had like 8%
Yep.
of the votes. And I don't know if you've been watching it from the start, but I think the whole Zohran campaign took off during the first debate.
Right.
It's when they had like I think 7 or 8 nominees.
All of them were asked what were they going to do, because the mayor of New York is a very influential figure, and usually the first out of state visit for the mayor of New York is to the Holy Land. And they were all asked.
They were all saying that.
all asked where would you go. Where would the first place you would go if you were to be elected mayor, right? And everyone.
Some was like, "Oh, I'll make my 3rd or 4th visit to the Holy Land."
Yeah, to Israel.
Yeah, and then I'm going to
only
Ukraine.
Zohran.
Yeah,
said,
only
no,
Zohran.
I'm staying in New York.
Yeah, I'm staying in New York,
Yeah.
and I'm working with the Jewish communities here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna work on combating anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
So like, even for a neutral, they watched that. And, okay.
Dude, even as a conservative, I was there like, dude, that's baller talk. Though.
Yeah.
That's baller talk.
That's real American
Yeah.
talk. Like you don't have to be worried about like other countries. Like if you're the mayor of New York, might as well do that. Like focus on.
Why are
New
you
York.
worrying about fucking Israel? Dude?
Yeah. Exactly. But it helps that his opponent wasn't really that convincing, I guess.
You talking about Cuomo or Sliwa?
Both.
Okay.
I
Cuomo
think
got about what? 30%? 30 around 40%.
40%.
That's quite a bit.
But a lot of his campaign were about belittling Zohran and saying that he's a communist.
That
and all
doesn't work though.
Yeah, that doesn't work
doesn't
anymore.
work.
That doesn't work. They call him anti-Semitic and all that.
That's old Democrat. Like that. I think after Trump won the 2024 election, I think that has shown that kind of playbook does not work if you want to have meaningful, like if you actually want to win an election. Like from what I see, everyone is, or at least the populace in the US is very, very, very educated when it comes to politics now. You know, everyone's basically picked a side. Everyone, or even if they haven't picked a side, even the fence-sitters, the moderates, have left or right leanings. You know, and they acknowledge and recognize their own left or right leanings. You know, and people are very, very, very aware. If not educated, at the very least, they are very, very aware of how the politics affects their daily life. You know, and it doesn't work anymore. Like belittling, like attacking someone on a personal level, especially when you're talking about a political debate where you have to, talk about social issues, governmental issues. Like personal attacks just don't work anymore. They just don't work anymore. And I think it's a great thing that they actually pushed. At least it goes to show what I think happened was that this was a youth movement.
Yeah.
Right? I think that the young people, and young, I don't mean people under 30. I think this is like people 40 and below. You know, these people or this generation of 40 under, they have in a way embrace the more socialist perspective. You know, where we need to share our wealth rather than hog individually or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And I think that resonates really, really well with and I think what Zohran did resonates really, really well with them, with this group.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think I honestly think because it was New York City, that in itself enabled him, enabled Zohran to win this on the backs of the youth.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know if he were to run for governor, for example, I don't know if that could happen, because you have like places like the Hamptons and Rhode Island who are still very red, very conservative, very Republican. So it's a different story. But in terms of New York City, this is a good change, man. This is a good change. I don't care. Like I said, right now, it's not important that the policies work. I personally don't think they will.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to them being implemented so that people can see that they don't work.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I stand from. Okay, but I'm not in favor of Trump saying like, you know, we will withhold federal funding or we'll flood the city with military and all that. Like, nah, bro, let them meet themselves. Let them meet themselves. If you really believe that their policies are bad, let them implement their policies and let them prove you right. Let them prove you right. Don't meddle. Don't meddle. Let it be.
And the fact that you said Zohran's campaign ran by the young people.
Yeah.
And I think younger people now, especially with like social media, they can see that.
Dude, it blew up on TikTok.
Yeah,
dude. It blew up on TikTok.
Nowadays, like kids look to social media. Not just kids, but even like young adults.
Yeah.
We use
The
social
40
media
under
in our
crowd, like I
daily
said.
life.
Yeah.
We use social media, and then we look at Zohran's campaign. Like he wanted to make it more affordable. He wanted to make it better for the poor people of New York. And one of the reasons why I think people wanted him to be the mayor is because New York has always been a capitalistic city, you know. But I think nowadays, over the last 5 years, the rent in New York has like skyrocketed.
Yep.
Like so many things have gotten more expensive. Even like the halal food trucks, like it started off as like $8. Now they're like $12, $13.
Yep.
So that's what like Zohran is trying to combat. So and for most people, they've had like capitalism all their life, like in New York.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, maybe younger people nowadays, who are struggling, maybe they're working 2 jobs, and then they're like, why is this happening? And then they look at Zohran, and then they're like, oh, okay, there is someone new, someone that is like, nowadays people look at Democrat, they look at Republican, they're like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But then Zohran, they look at Zohran, okay, this guy's young, this guy's passionate, this
fresh
guy's
message,
fresh face, and it's like he's got a good platform basically. Yeah. And I think that's why people voted him.
Yeah.
But then again, he is a Muslim socialist Democrat in New York. Okay. In New York.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big distinction there. So New York is different than like,
of course,
like in other places in the US and even the world.
People like him are more palatable in New York.
Yeah. But let's say something like that were to happen in KL.
Interesting.
Someone is trying to run for the mayor of KL.
Okay.
And let's say this guy's mixed Pakistani, mixed Myanmar. I don't know.
Not voting for him.
And okay, he comes here, and then he or she, and then they're like, okay, I'm gonna make KL more affordable. I'm gonna make people the rent low. I'm gonna make free.
You can smell like roses. I'm not voting for you. You wanna be mayor of KL?
Okay.
You gotta be from KL.
Okay. So that's another side that
and you can't have gotten here by your parents coming in as refugees and then ended up staying because they didn't want to go on to the next place like that. Nah, man.
Okay. Let's say the okay, this is a fictional mayor. Okay, this fictional mayor candidate.
Yeah.
Let's say his parents were teachers, or they work. They come here to Malaysia not as refugees, but they work.
So they got here legally and shit.
They got here legally, like a high-ranking job. So this candidate grew up educated, grew up cultured.
Okay.
And then he has, lived in KL all of his life.
Okay.
Maybe he's not a Muslim. Maybe he's
that doesn't matter to me.
a Buddhist or whatever.
Matter.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I live in PJ. Most of the MPs and aduns in PJ are non-Muslim.
Yeah. And then he comes up with a promise. He or she comes up with a promise that, oh, you know what? I'm gonna help living in KL more affordable. I'm gonna boost the economy. I'm gonna make free LRT, for example. I don't know, free buses, free MRT. I'm gonna make food cheaper here.
Okay.
like for the average KLites, people who live in KL, like maybe B40, lower average income,
Okay.
and then they look at this guy. I'm like, okay, you know what? We've had like Malay leaders all these years. You know,
Okay.
I guess
okay.
like, if
okay.
it's PN, PH,
What? Okay. Okay.
it's like that. And then
Okay.
they look at a new, fresh face, fresh message. Okay, you know what? This is something that I can hop on. This is something that I can cheer for.
I have to see policies though. For me lah, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I have to look at what kind of policies that are going to be implemented in order to enable the free buses.
What if he decided to tax the rich more?
Again, I don't know if that's a problem that we as Malaysians face, like taxing the rich to feed to the poor. I think our issue is more efficient allocation of the resources that we have. It's not so much that we are not getting the resources needed through tax or other, because we have a lot of different kinds of tax. The thing with like SST, and then on top of that, like even cigarette tax or tobacco tax, right? So that is quite high. Malaysia is quite high, not as high as certain more developed countries, or perceived to be more developed countries, but we still tax heavily. The only thing that we don't tax similar, and in fact we subsidize, as opposed to other perceived more well-developed countries, they tax is our petroleum, of course. Petrol. Yeah. But other than that, no. Like I think we have a lot of tax revenue as it is, and I don't think it is necessary to increase the tax on the rich. At least not in Malaysia. Like we don't have like a high concentration of billionaires. We have billionaires, don't get me wrong, but we don't have a high concentration of billionaires. And even then, a lot of them do not like have all of their net worth is not centered in Malaysia. It's like
they're like
split up.
spread
They
out
have
in Australia, in the UK,
things like that. So
okay, I think this is a good segue to our next topic, because we're talking about the finance in Malaysia. Just a few days ago, actually, it could have been yesterday at the point of this recording. News outlets have reported that the Malaysian ringgit is actually doing very well right now, as against the US currency, against the UK, against the Japanese yen. And it's a nice feeling to at least have Malaysian ringgit soar in a while.
Yes, you're right. However, the three currencies that you mentioned are all not doing too well at the moment on themselves. By themselves.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
the Japanese yen is a disaster, is like putting it lightly. Okay, the Japanese yen is very, very bad right now on its own. Due to BRICS, the US dollar is also the weakest it's ever been. I think since Nixon
really
got off the gold standard. I'm pretty sure because when Nixon got off the gold standard, it was the oil standard. He put in the oil standard, which means that the whole point of going off the gold standard was to make oil gold. Okay? So it was to sell oil. Oil has to be sold in US dollar. Alright? That was the whole point of Richard Nixon getting the US and the world off of the gold standard, which was previously the gold standard is basically the US printing currency only in the same amount of gold reserves that they have, right? So that means that the currency that they have in the market reflects how much gold they have.
Okay, it's equivalent to the gold. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that was the gold standard. But now, since I forget the exact year, but it was in the 70s, late 60s, something like that, that Nixon got the US off the gold standard and started using oil. So the US dollar was essentially pegged to
So
oil prices.
So the dollar tanked.
No, it didn't. It
Oh, it
didn't. It
didn't?
was strong
Okay.
at the time. But now it's tanking. Now it's tanking because of BRICS. Because they want to get off the oil standard. Or more rather, they want to get off the dollar standard. So they don't want to use the dollar to trade oil. They want to use whatever currency they have and just use whatever currency they have as a country to pay for the oil that they want to get. Like China wants to use the renminbi and they don't want to have to convert it to US dollars in order
Right.
to buy oil from the Gulf countries. Same thing. So, and if I'm not mistaken, China has already taken multiple shipments and paid for those multiple shipments with the renminbi this year. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, while it's great that, like you said, that
Yeah,
the
Malaysian
Malaysian
ringgit,
ringgit is better than the US dollar, the UK pound, and of course the Japanese yen. Those three currencies have a lot of major problems of their own right now.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
but it's nice to know that we're not the ones suffering at the moment.
No, but I don't think we suffered, dude. I think, see, that's the thing. We suffer when our elites go to Europe and they try to buy their Gucci handbags, their Louis
Using
Vuitton
the
handbags.
taxpayers' money.
No, using our ringgit, their own money. Like they work for it.
Okay.
They work for it. It's fine.
Okay.
But that's when it hurts. Understand or not? Because you're paying like €1 is five.
Okay.
€1 is ringgit, right? So or thereabouts,
Yeah.
essentially, right? So when you go to London and you try to buy fish and chips that at home here would cost RM30, you go there it's £30 and you're suddenly paying 6x your money and you earn in Malaysian ringgit. That is when it hurts. Okay? But that's just from a tourism standpoint.
Yeah.
What people don't get is that Malaysia's ringgit, for better or for worse, has to be at or around where it's at now. Because it enables the people that are the countries that are oil consumers
To come to Malaysia and
to
spend
buy
it-
our oil
to buy our
because
oil.
it's cheaper to them. Is why Venezuela, they didn't balance it well, but that's why they kept their currency low as well.
But Venezuela,
But they went overboard.
Yeah.
All the way to hyperinflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what happens when you don't balance it. When you don't because it is a balancing act, You can't, like, China has been accused of artificially keeping their renminbi low,
Okay.
because they are probably the biggest exporter country in the world. Right? Like, everyone buys shit from China. So that's why the renminbi, even though China is number one, number two strongest economies in the world right now, but the renminbi is still so, like, in terms of just pure currency, is not worth as much as the US dollar or the sterling, and never will be because of that. Because these countries, like Kuwait, for example, like one Kuwaiti dollar is 16 ringgit. Do you know this? 16 ringgit.
No.
Yeah. But why? Because Kuwait is one of the major consumer economies. Similar to Europe. That's why the euro is so high. That's why the UK is so high. That's why the US is, at least compared to us, higher. Australian dollar.
So with the fact that Malaysian ringgit is doing well, do you think that would deter companies or entities overseas to invest more in
I don't know.
Malaysia?
I honestly, that's a really good question. But I don't think I'm the right person to answer that. I'm not too well versed in, like, microeconomics.
Right.
So I don't know how it'll be, and obviously with monetary policy, it is a very fluid situation. It can change. So I don't know. I don't know to say either way. However, what I can say is that we, as Malaysians, like, yes, it hurts when we go overseas for tourism purposes.
But it hurts less now that
Huh?
that Malaysian ringgit is doing well. And
Yes.
it hurts
But
less.
It hurts less to the consumer that goes overseas.
Yeah.
But I would like I said, I would argue that that's not really a good thing, because when we go overseas, right, and we take out, we bring our money out and we spend our money overseas in other economies, we're essentially taking money out from our economy.
Yeah.
You know?
Betul.
And while that can be beneficial or beneficial to the balancing act of the global economy, when it's done by the US dollar, when it's done by Australian dollar, when it's done by the euro, for example, when the euro is being spent outside of Europe, for example, I don't think that's a good thing when we are taking our money and spending
I understand.
as an exporter economy.
I understand.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know how right I am, how wrong I am. I might be right now, I might be wrong in the future.
Yeah.
So, you know, economics is is a different game. That's why I don't meddle in it too much. Stay in politics.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But it's interesting. Like you said, it's very interesting.
Because a lot of the opposition for in the government, they
In the Malaysian government?
they have been criticizing the PMX, you know, as the Prime Minister and also the Finance Minister. Maybe the last few months or so, they're saying, oh, inflation and all this, blah blah blah. But now they can't say anything.
Yeah. At least in terms of inflation, they can't say anything.
Yeah,
It is improving inflation that our currency is getting better.
Yeah, so I feel like that's, I guess, one thing that we can commend the PMX for. And when's the election again?
It's up to them. It's up to the government. But it's supposed to be once every 5 years.
Yeah. The last one was
I think 2022.
22.
Was it?
Yeah.
So about a year, couple years away.
Yeah, maybe 2026, 2027. I mean, right now it's going well for the PMX. And
but if you ask me, like with the momentum he has now, right? Call for elections now.
Yeah,
be a gangster.
Yeah, exactly.
Be a gangster.
Exactly.
3 years. Call for elections. Be a gangster.
Yeah.
Like you have the most political cachet you have right now, right? Yeah. So.
Okay, this is a bit off topic, but speaking about the PMX, let's say if he were about to run for an election right now,
right?
Who would be his biggest opposition?
Biggest opposition? Oh, we haven't talked about this. But Lil Chief, or should I say Big Chief, back in UMNO?
Back in UMNO? Oh,
KJ?
boss. Oh, KJ.
Yeah.
He's back in UMNO?
Yeah, bro. He went back.
Really?
Okay, the deal is, what people don't know, he never left UMNO.
I mean,
like his membership was always still valid. He just wasn't welcome at Wisma Putra.
He
That's
just keluar sekejap. Yeah.
That's why the podcast is called that, dude.
That's what it was.
Yeah. But he never left. He actually never left UMNO. Officially, membership-wise, he never left. So he's always been a part of UMNO. Just a regular, not as influential member maybe.
Okay. So,
And this past week, all he did was he went back because during Deepavali he met Datuk Sri Zahid.
Did he?
At an open house.
Oh, okay. So that's when.
Yes, and Datuk Sri Zahid was like, we're brothers. This is gone on long enough. Why don't you come back? Let's break bread.
Okay, so right now
and he did. To his credit, he did do that. KJ.
So if he's under UMNO, and right now Zaid Hamidi is the president of UMNO, and he's also the
Deputy Prime Minister. Correct.
How is he going to be challenging Anwar in that? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he is under UMNO, which is led by Zaid Hamidi, but at the same time, Zaid Hamidi is under PMX. So how? Let's say if KJ wants to run for
there's a whole unity government.
How is that gonna? Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How?
Well, you lived in UK, bro. This is what they deal with on a monthly basis. It seems.
Yeah. Okay, but like over the last year, or maybe over the last 2 years, the time that KJ took the time off, he hasn't been focusing anything on policy. He hasn't been doing anything
that we know of.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's been doing well as an influencer. I mean, he has the most famous podcast in Malaysia.
He has to pay the bill somehow, right?
Yeah. But then again, he's been playing it too safe, I feel.
Too safe? Okay, please elaborate. This is an interesting point.
Because I feel like as a influencer or as a social media personality, someone that has a platform, especially from someone from a political background, he's nice to everyone. He's nice to everyone. Maybe that it's because he has the podcast.
Maybe
so because
as a politician, no?
Yeah.
That's sort of like second nature.
So I wonder how is that going to, because we haven't seen too much from him. Like, let's say if he were to run for prime minister, what's his vision? What does he want to make Malaysia turn into? So far, everything is just like playing it safe. Like he's just talking with Khairy Hamdan on the podcast, and I mean, like, sure, Malaysians learn a lot from like watching his podcast.
But does he just want to be an educator?
Yeah. Is he?
I understand your point.
Yeah. I feel like he's playing it too safe.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, that's a very, very fair point. Like, it goes back to what you said about PMX, even about how maybe he should just call for elections now. You know, like maybe the point for KJ to have re-entered politics at the height of his momentum has already passed. Maybe, but he's Khairy Jamaluddin.
Yeah.
He's always going to have a certain amount of following of political capital. He's always going to,
sure.
unless he gets hit by like a ridiculous scandal. You know.
Yeah.
But we've never heard of anything remotely like sounding like corruption or scandalous when it comes
with
to him. Yeah, you know, like nothing major.
Nothing that we hear of.
Nothing. Nothing that we hear of. Like, you know, so I mean, to me, barring something like an expose coming out that he's like a woman beater or whatever, something crazy lah, you know.
He's not gonna lose.
He's not gonna lose that political capital, dude. He's a clean cut figure. His father is a respected military guy. You know, even he's a very respected politician. You know, like when he was in his younger days with Patriot and all it, they had their fiery moments. Let's say, but he outgrew that, and he became. I think he's one of the more decent statesmen we have, alongside. Surprise, Nazri Aziz lah. Nazri Aziz. Yeah.
But do you think, as of now, KJ is strong enough to challenge for
now at this current moment? No, he doesn't have the momentum that Anwar has. Unfortunately.
Okay, so other
PMX has a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah, actually, like he's doing so well. Like,
so well.
International diplomacy, like the Ringgit and stuff. And just a few days ago, I don't know if you saw, he's in Sabah right now. Because of the Sabah elections. He went to the crowd. I don't know if you saw this, but he went to the crowd and then saw a Sabahan guy. He just came up to him and then he was like, "Oh, mana dia 40% tuntutan Sabah? Where's all that?"
And then,
in all fairness, PMX, he stopped the guy. Okay, listen. Dengar dulu. And then he asked, "Okay, how much did Sabah give? How much did Malaysia give to Sabah? See, you don't know? Then you listen to me. I am the PMX. I know." And he pretty much schooled the guy. So the reaction to that...
how did netizens react to that?
Mixed. So some people were like, "Oh, it's good for the guy, you know, to stand up for Sabah, to you know, claim the rights and stuff."
I agree.
But then at the same time, there was also a lot of people, this guy has no decency. He just asked straight away like that, and now he gets schooled.
I don't agree with that.
But
I do agree with what Anwar did though, as well.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of politicians in that situation would have been like, you know, chill out. We can talk today. We can talk about this.
Or they can just say like no comment, and then they just
but that goes to show how savvy Anwar is as a political operator. You know, that people don't give him enough credit for that. All that, all those previous like sodomy lah, apalah semua, all those things like clouded his political profile. People don't see how much of a shrewd operator he is. And someone who can do that as a politician, the highest politician in the land, being stopped by rakyat jelata, right? Just a common man, asking him that question, caught on social media, and he doesn't come off. Anwar does not come off as a condescending prick.
Yeah.
Instead, he comes off as someone that actually knows his numbers.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's actually very, very hard to do. It's very, very hard to do. Especially when you're talking to kampung people, when you're talking to average people. It's very, very hard to do. If you are seen, and which I think everyone would agree that Anwar is seen as part of the elite in our country. He's the Prime Minister, right? So that is very savvy. Gotta give him props for that. Okay. That is skillful. Absolutely
I mean,
skillful.
credits to him, like props.
Yeah.
But earlier we were talking about like maybe some of his political opponents. So KJ is one of them. Who else do you think can challenge for the role of prime minister? Who else would be a good candidate?
I know, man. Good candidate.
Okay, this is
Good candidate hard to say. Good candidate hard to say. But the candidates that will pop up, there's going to be a few. There's going to be the Zaids. There's going to be the Muhyiddins, of the world. Tone is always in the mix in there somewhere.
I was gonna come up. I was gonna
peeking through the curtains.
Right,
Like, don't forget about me. I'm 100, but I can still walk. Can still talk.
Yeah, even now he's still active, going on podcasts, criticizing
Yeah.
PMX, like saying all this.
But as a person who is very close to someone with dementia and Parkinson's, I would say that Tone needs to keep it up. Honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that he keep his wits about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
faham.
from what I've seen, once he stops doing that, that's when the deterioration usually happens.
So he needs to keep active.
Yeah.
Actually,
This is what happened to the person that I'm close with.
Okay.
Like the moment they stop doing their essentially retire and stop doing their daily routine when they were still working. That's when the decline of the dementia started happening the most rapid.
Right.
Yeah.
So if, as an elderly person, you
I
have
think
to keep active.
personally
You have to-
I think that's what Tone is doing.
Tone, yeah.
I think he is actively fighting against that by doing all these podcasts,
Wants
meeting people
to-
for meetings,
yeah.
keep stimulated.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
it's great.
he obviously knows that I can't go out and play golf anymore. I'm 100 years old. Physically, I can't do that. But I can sit down. My brain is still the top brain in the country. You can talk to me. I can talk to anyone. Yeah.
Even when he was 95 years old, he was like cycling around in Putrajaya.
Yep.
It's just amazing.
Nuts.
Yeah. So I mean, like in Malaysia, I feel like right now it's going well for Malaysia.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, in 2020, we wouldn't even think about saying the things we've said in this past 30 minutes. So,
Yeah.
Like in 2020, it looks so bleak. It looks so bad.
That was COVID, man.
Yeah,
That was during
not
COVID.
only that, but there was the Sheraton move,
Oh,
right?
yes,
Like a week
yes,
before COVID.
Yes. Yeah.
Like we weren't sure what kind of government we were gonna have. All that. Tone going on TV and saying that, I feel my duty as your prime minister lah and all that. Like, dude, that was bleak, man. That was bleak.
But it's amazing what's happened now,
Yeah.
and I feel that.
So those of you who say that Anwar has not brought change, I think you need to reassess that lah.
Yeah.
You need to reassess. Is he perfect? Of course not.
Of course
But
not.
He has been a marked improvement from Najib.
Oh, for sure.
He's been
Even
marked improvement.
from
Like,
Mahathir
were
the second time.
Yeah. And we were known internationally during Najib as well.
Oh yeah.
For the wrong reasons, of course.
For the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Dude, my mom went to Turkey, and then this was before like Anwar became the prime minister and stuff. So the Turkish what do you call it? Salesman, like at the side of the street. They find out, are you from Malaysia? Oh yeah. Oh, I love Malaysia. Yes, Mahathir, yeah. Najib, no. He didn't do this, but he was like, Najib. But yeah, people know
Yeah.
Najib. Yeah.
Especially Turkey, dude. Yeah, especially Turkey. Yeah.
Okay. So another thing that I feel that Malaysians should be grateful for is that we don't have too many natural disasters. Like we don't have typhoons, we don't have like hurricanes. Where in the Philippines right now, they are going
the past
through a typhoon.
Looks very bad too.
Very bad, bro. Like you can see like rooftops being torn.
Yeah. Houses on fire.
It's crazy. Right now they're going through the typhoon, which even though we're not so far apart, you can say that we're very, very lucky because we don't get any of that. The worst we get is like
the weather the past 3 days.
Yeah,
raining.
Even then, it's not like that bad. You know what I mean? And then we get like earthquakes, but like small ones in like Johor, which doesn't matter. But but still, we
you're right. when you look at it from the perspective of like globally, you're right. But I've started embracing a new outlook on life lately, don't it?
Okay.
And is that I can only compare my experiences with my experiences.
Okay.
I cannot compare my experiences to someone in Thailand who lives in Thailand.
Do elaborate.
Okay? Like, so it's the same. I don't get typhoons in Malaysia. So why should I care about typhoons? You know? You know what I mean? I don't get volcanoes erupting in Malaysia. So why should I care about volcanoes erupting? Like, dude, if anything, this year has taught me there's so much tragedy in the world. I can only care about what my eyes see, right?
You can only care about what affects you.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I do feel, sorry, and I want to help these people. I can only share it through exposure or highlighting it to other people.
Yeah.
But honestly, sometimes we can only sit and watch.
Yeah.
And we pray for the best.
There are
We hope.
some wealthy Filipinos living in Malaysia, though.
True.
Maybe they should be helping instead of running out and living out here where it's nice and cushy and there's no typhoons. You know?
I mean, it's sad what's happening, but considering what is happening in the world right now, Malaysians have a lot to be thankful for.
Yes,
and
we do.
I just feel like
Yes, we
very
do.
appreciative right now. I mean, appreciative.
Yeah, on a serious note, we do.
Yeah.
We really, really do.
Yeah.
We really do.
Okay, so unfortunately, we have one last news topic that I feel that we can cover. So,
40 minutes.
yeah.
Why? Dude, what about?
So over the last week, there was a Miss Universe pageant going on in Thailand, actually.
Are you about to say like the Miss Israel gave the Miss Palestine the side eye?
Oh.
I was like,
I mean, that was a nice picture. That was a nice picture, but that's nothing,
Yeah.
It was just like the Israeli contestant
like what you expect,
looking,
right? That was always going to happen.
Yeah. And then the look that she gave the Palestinian contestant was like.
Although I have to say this though, for not having any food in Gaza, Miss Palestine looks fire, dude. Fire.
I mean,
she looks really well nourished.
I don't think she's from Gaza. I mean, I'm sure she's from Palestine, but maybe she's lived somewhere else.
Oh, so she's like a heritage player as well? Is that what's going on? FAM, FIFA, look into this. Come on, man. What's going on? You're running heritage players in Miss Universe? Like, really? I thought they were supposed to be where they were from, right?
I mean,
Maybe she's from Rafah, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
A less war-torn region of Palestine.
Yeah. So that's just one story out of the Miss Universe pageant. But the main story was several contestants, including the incumbent winner, they walked out in protest after a high-level pageant officially publicly berated Miss Mexico. Her name was Fatima Bosch. Okay, so the incident reportedly occurred during a pageant event in Thailand where the official in question, he allegedly insulted Bosch and sparked a solidarity walkout. So he basically, I may get the details wrong, but Miss Mexico, she had to confirm with her team first before she can do interviews with certain brands or certain products or certain people, because they want to make sure that it aligns with their brand, basically.
Right.
I mean, Miss Universe is very very strict like that. So when the Mexican contestant didn't want to do the interviews or the photo shoots or whatever, I'm not too sure, the president, the official, Nawat Itzara Grisil, that's the official, basically.
The Thai official?
The Thai official.
Right.
He basically said, that was a move, and anyone who, walks out, they're not gonna be allowed to compete in Miss Universe.
Right.
And then he expected that, all these women were gonna be sitting. He expected, okay.
And they were like,
and then after they all heard that, they all cannot say anything. They all walked out, bro.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like what happened, and it showed, like, people were questioning why was a man in charge.
It's a man.
It's a man.
Oh, okay,
yes.
okay.
Why was a man
The
in charge?
Thai official was
the
a
Thai
man.
official was he was a man that was in charge of the female pageantry. And
Right.
one of the biggest ones in the world.
Right.
So people were questioning that. But not just that. I mean, the main problem here is that I think it was misogynistic a little bit, and it's like dumbing down the contestant. It's like, oh, you have to do what we say. You're no one. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're here because of us. For example, that I feel like that's the mindset.
Nah, I don't think that's what it is.
Okay.
I think it's from a. Okay, this whole pageants, right? Beauty pageants.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Do you know who's the chairman of Miss World?
I know Miss USA was Trump, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Miss USA is under Miss World.
Okay.
Yeah. So Miss World, the Miss World organization MWO, Trump was the chairman for a long time. You know, and we all know his
Wife?
no, not his wife, but we all know his taste lah. Let's say.
Okay.
You know, we all know what he allegedly likes.
Like
you know,
like Stormy,
yeah.
Erica Kirk.
Whatever, you know, whatever he's into, yeah. And you know, for a long time, especially before social media, before all the TikToks and Instagrams, these pageants were the only way for certain beautiful women who. Okay, I'll just stop there. Certain beautiful women who want to get noticed.
Okay.
Yeah, right? So,
Nice save.
Yeah. Before talking about this
Before
one,
it got worse. Okay.
Yeah. Before OnlyFans and Instagram and all that,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
So with that came with a few strings attached. And the strings that I speak of are similar to the situation with this Thai official, where these girls essentially have to, or these ladies essentially have to, these beauty pageant contestants have to entertain.
Yeah.
For lack of a better way of putting it, these high-ranking or patrons of the Miss World, Miss Universe organization. You know, it is what it is.
I understand that, but there's no need for you to like berate or belittle someone. Especially, I mean, like these are.
You know why they did it? Why he did it that way? Because he's probably done it before, and it's worked before. After Me Too, it doesn't work anymore. But before Me Too, it probably worked. Like sit down, like all that Harvey Weinstein. You know, all that work. Like I can get you into a movie. All you have to do is, you know, like that kind of worked for a long time. For a long time, it worked. Like we want to say that these people were predators, which they were. But some of these ladies also accepted and also knew what they were gonna get in return for accepting. You know,
they knew
they knew what kind of career boost they were gonna get. For example, when it came to Harvey Weinstein, you know, and if you were guaranteed a high placing in Miss World or Miss Universe, if you were to just do some favors for Trump or whoever it is, you know, that doesn't have to be him, but whoever it is that can determine, one of the judges maybe, you know, like, and you see that just doing that for like 30 minutes gets you a lifetime of fame.
Right. It's sad, but
but it's reality of the world.
Right.
It's reality of the world.
You're right.
You know, I'm not saying that these guys didn't take advantage of a few of them. Pretty sure they did. Pretty sure they did. You know?
But I think the world is waking up now. I
Yeah.
think you can no longer do stuff like that anymore.
Yeah.
And
not openly at least. Not in the way that he did. Not in public like
he did it in public and people were recording and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but good for the girls. I feel like they supported
That's
one
great,
another.
though.
Yeah. So I'm not much of a pageant guy, but you know,
Neither am
I love seeing like sisterhood
Except for
or
the
brotherhood.
Victoria's Secret fashion show. Love that. Love that.
Love that.
Love that.
Okay.
Performances.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the music acts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the music acts.
Of course.
Yeah.
What do you think I was talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not the ladies in their underwear.
Of course
Come
not.
on.
I watched
Come on.
Victoria's Secret for the music show. Yeah.
Yeah. I lower my gaze, bro.
Yeah.
I lower my gaze. I don't look at the outright, you know.
Okay, on that note, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching. If there are anything that you think we should talk about or we should cover, let us know in the comments. If there are any any person that you think we should have on the show, let us know. And Jay, you have anything last words?
Yeah, comment if you think Miss Palestine actually lives in Gaza or not. Yeah, we'd like to hear what you guys think. Comment.
Yeah, where do you think she lives? And
because she looks very well nourished.
okay, I don't think she's living in Gaza or Palestine, but maybe she's from there, but she moved like a lot of.
Then she shouldn't be allowed.
I mean, how are you gonna like compete from Palestine? Like,
you have to. Come on, man. Represent.
Anyways, that's all the time. All right, thank you guys so much. We'll see you at the next one.
Peace.
Bye bye.
Let's go.